All right, guys, welcome back. Hope you guys had a good week. This week was pretty good for me in terms of lifting. Let's see. Pretty much stuck with what I did last week. The only thing I changed was my 2x2 on squat on day one and the reps I did on my second squat. You'll see in the video what I do, but basically just trying to manage fatigue while still trying to keep this format as close as possible to what I did last week. I do have some plans for the following week and the week, weeks prior for the program. So we'll kind of get into that maybe after this video, or obviously I'll just let it play out in the next coming, couple weeks. But hope you guys enjoy, and see you guys after the video. All right, day one. Yeah, my pec felt like it was gonna friggin' blow off the tendon. I have no idea what was going on. Didn't hurt it, didn't tweak it. Don't remember doing anything to it, having anything feel weird. But yeah, benching on this day just felt really weird. Like I was gonna really strain my pec or something. But again, I had no pain doing this. It just felt very weird. So I said, let's play it safe. I was actually gonna say at 135, but I did another set at 135. Felt easier, and then got up to the 225 for a 4x4. All right, so this week I'm going to show you guys everything I do for my accessories. These should be dumbbells, but because of my elbow, forearm, I'm kind of staying away from those right now. So I'm just going to do the machine. Some days light, some days heavy. Um, yeah, but once I feel better, I'll replace this with either flat or incline dumbbell. Then we got rear delts. Again, right into it. Any upper back stuff I love. So like this and face pulls I feel the most, and shrugs, stuff like that. So that's why I'll always keep these in. These help my deadlifts, and I do feel like they help me stabilize better on the bench. Just keeping the upper back big and muscular. I'm sorry. So the chest press was alone, and then I ended up supersetting the rear delt with the pull down. So again, little to no rest in between. I don't like to go too heavy on these. I like to go just heavy enough where like 8 to 10 is kind of hard. I do just love pull downs. I do them 3 days a week. Again, my philosophy and what I know from just firsthand lifting for myself personally is a bigger back just helps every lift. So I'm very adamant about the pull downs. Again, doing them 3 days a week. I'm not really doing any pull-ups or anything like that. It's just too taxing, and I actually feel the pull-downs more than the pull-ups. And then rowing, obviously just keeping the lats engaged and, just trying to keep a big back, baby. Again, nothing crazy with the triceps or biceps right now. At one point I was doing multiple exercises a day for arms, but right now it's, 3 sets, high reps, just until everything's 100% with my forearm elbow thing. Pretty good pump, sets of 20, sets of 15. Again, tricep, immediately into curls. I just like to keep my workouts limited in terms of time, but I do feel like this kind of helps my cardio because I'm out of breath. I'm going right into it, and then just a better pump overall. So, nothing crazy with the bicep, tricep, but I would like to do more tricep work once my elbow's better. So, hopefully soon. And that was day one. Day two, like I was saying in the beginning, I only did 1 set of 2 instead of 2 sets of 2. Looking back, even after like finishing up that day, I probably could have done a second set, but I don't know if you can really see it in here. First rep, super easy, super clean. I think I rested too long at the top and kind of reset my brace. And I don't know if I misgroove or I don't know. I just got stuck for a second, and it actually felt a lot harder than it looked in the video. But I just called it. I said whatever. It moved well, so we'll just leave it at the 1 set of 2, and then back downs. 475, 2 sets of 5. These felt great. I'm actually excited to do my 2 sets of 5 at 500 next week. think my best set is either 8 or 10 with 500. So that'll either match or just PR in terms of total reps. Yeah, but I think doing the one set of 2 is smart. So the next week, what I'm going to do is I'll just do a single, and then I'll probably not do any type of top single the following week. I think that's the plan based on how I feel. If I feel like shit on my squat day, I'll save a single for day 2. I think that's what we're going to do. I was doing the hack squat on my deadlift day, but I kind of just wanted to switch stuff around. I was getting a little bored. This is my favorite style of leg press just because I feel it way more. The 45-degree next to it's nice, but I do like this one better. We do have a seated leg press as well, but overall this one gets me the most activation in my quads and my glutes, so I stick with that. My computer just logged out. Sorry. All right, leg extension. Again, I feel like I personally squat with my hamstrings and glutes and hamstrings a lot more than I do with my quads, but I want to keep them nice and strong because I actually use them for locking out in the deadlift. Once I get up into the upper weights, doing like a top set of 2, 3, 4, 5, I do notice my quads are very sore after that set, so I do like to keep them engaged and obviously trained. Traded the good mornings for the reverse hyper, just to change it up, get the low back involved a little bit more without having to do a ton of weight. And actually, I feel like it's actually been stretching me out a little bit, so I'm not as stiff the following day. And then as you can see for day 3 on my bench, feeling much better. That was 300, followed by the 325 right here. Got Hun spotting me. Again, moved well, no pain. Pec felt great. I did my back downs here at 265. I think I did 3 sets of 4 here. Yep. Again, I could have done more reps, more sets, but I was a little tired and I just didn't want to. I felt good. I just kept it at that, and it's as simple as that. I don't have to be a hero every time I feel good. So I kind of saved some for next week. And let's see, this was Friday? Yeah, this was yesterday. So no elbow pain today. So go figure. And again, with the chest press machine, I think I'll probably keep it for day 2, and I'll do dumbbells on day 1. Just because I'm doing overhead on this day too, so I'd rather make the chest press a little bit easier. Yeah, it's as simple as that, And after this, we're gonna go right into the chest fly. I, I didn't do flies forever because again, I tore my pec off the bone, got it fixed. Like, there's really no pec to be worked, so I started redoing them just because I want a little bit more size and. Figured, why not? And I actually do feel like they're helping with the tendon stretch and just overall strength. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. Sorry. Okay. My child came in. Okay, so following. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, I just feel like the stretch and the contraction on the chest fly helps the tendons. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I do feel better and more confident benching about my pecs and all that, blah, blah, blah. And here we go. Overhead with lateral raises. Again, I'm not trying to get strong in the overhead. I personally never really found a lot of carryover from overhead pressing, whether it's barbell, dumbbells, machine. It just helped with overall shoulder health and obviously size. So just trying to keep the shoulders healthy at this point. Obviously strong and huge. So that's why we're doing those. Because again, I've never really had any shoulder issues. So I do account that for just doing a lot of shoulder work, moderately heavy, once or twice a week. And lo and behold, we are doing pull downs once again. Again, nothing too crazy. And then just a lighter arm day, a couple sets of 20 with the band. Again, I just didn't want to overdo the elbow. Again, it felt good, so why not keep it like that? Normally, I'd probably do something similar with like a rope or something like that. Any type of free weights kind of destroys my elbow, like right off the bat, and not the same spot that's been hurting. It's just something I've had for probably 8 to 10 years now. So I don't know if I have some type of like calcification in my elbow or something like that. But like skull crushes and stuff, just they don't work for me at all with free weight. So we stick to the machines and bands for now. And then day 4, again, change this a little bit. Instead of a top set of 5, I went a little heavier, did a set of 3. Again, just trying to manage fatigue overall through the week, not just on one specific lift. I was a little nervous going into this. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do the 535, but the set before this was super easy, and I just did it. I knew I had it, so it wasn't a big deal. And then after that, one set, we went into deadlifts, 660 for 3, moved very easy, no straps. The bar, however, on the third rep kind of got away from me. It was weird. It felt very bizarre, but I also felt like the bar kept shifting a tiny bit. But I still got it. I just had to try a little bit harder. Back downs with straps. This was 590 for 3 sets of 4. So again, keeping that rep and set range easy. You can see me telling Hun it's so fucking easy, which it was. And the last 2 sets were not that easy. This actually felt a little bit harder, but it still looks good. It didn't look like exhausting or like a grinder or anything like that. So wow, I have a lot of glare on my glass. Okay. Next set here, again, no issues. Everything felt good. So the goal for next week is, what is that? 685 for 3, and then what would my back downs be? I'm really bad at math right now. I can't think of what that was. That was 590. So what was that, 615 or something? I don't know, something like that. Again, hamstring curl machine. I'll kind of rotate these with the standing, the prone, or the seated. I feel all 3 machines tremendously. So either any one I do, I feel it. The standing one I do feel like does help with the deadlift with the deadlift more over than the other 2. So I usually stick to that, or I'll do the seated. The prone I really don't do as much anymore. And again, just very basic back stuff. I'm not trying to get too fancy with it, but I think just the consistency is going to help overall, and it has been. So I'm just going to stick with what works. I was going to do the seal row for the rows, but I'm just too tired by the time I get to that. So I just say, you know what, I'll do seated row, make it easy, no big deal, and still pretty much get the same outcome. So I think that was it, right? Let's see. Yep. So yeah, I'm going to try to stick to this plan. Like I was saying before, I think doing the single next week on day 1 squat is going to be beneficial. I think I have a little bit of fatigue built up, obviously, and maybe kind of, I don't want to say super compensation because that really isn't what I'm going for at this point, but just a little bit more strength left in the tank, and maybe hit something in the 6s. I don't know. We'll go by how I feel, and again, if I feel shitty, I won't even do it. If that goes well, I would like to stick with the 500, 2 sets of 5, and then day 2 squat. Again, this is in a perfect world. I would like to do a heavy double, like 555, 565 on that bar. Do my heavy triple, and then 3 sets of 4 after. Again, I don't know how I'm going to feel this week, so that might be too much over that'll be the 3rd week of doing this. So we'll see how I feel, and I'll just, manage it on the fly. But yeah, for all my accessory work, I just kind of do what I think works well with me in terms of just strength on the lifts. I know just having a strong big back is what has always worked for me. So I really just try to keep the back work consistent. And again, it's not a lot. I've been working out for almost 30 years, so I feel like me doing a ton of shit, especially at my age, I'm almost 39, doesn't really help me. It almost hurts me. I just build up too much fatigue. So I think I can keep the intensity high for short bursts. Just need to make sure I don't burn myself out or overreach and then really just be shot for the following week or 2 or whatever it is. So just kind of playing at that threshold, I think, has helped me a lot. And as far as the accessory work, I try not to go balls to the wall because I'm already pretty beat up from the accessory or from the main lifts, and that's what I'd like is to go into those fatigued. That way, I don't have to work as hard. A and then B, I just know that I killed it on my working weight and all that stuff, my working sets. So yeah, I mean, for me right now, just keep it simple, keep it consistent, um, and I do try to keep everything moderately difficult. There's obviously some weeks I'll sandbag it for a day or a couple exercises, but that's going to happen. Yeah, so maybe I'll make a separate video about just kind of how I program stuff or how I program for other people. I don't know. We'll see, but it's something I would like to do a video on, just like my training philosophy and how I'm structuring everything like over a long term, and maybe have like a little whiteboard or something here to kind of show you guys how I break it down. I don't know. I get lazy. I kind of just like doing this format video right now, or format of this video right now. How do I say that? Style of video, whatever. But yeah, maybe I'll do that sometime soon. We'll see. But again, the goal right now is still the 800-pound deadlift. I am, let's see, 20 pounds down now and 2 belt notches tighter. So that was a little weird, but it actually felt really good last week. That's when it first happened. And then this is week 2 with the tighter belt, and everything feels great. I feel really strong. Um, I'm not as winded, yada, yada, yada. You guys get the picture. All right, I feel like I'm ranting. So next week, hopefully, I can stick to that plan and I don't have to alter too much. It is a little bit less volume, but a lot more intense. So hopefully, it's enough where I can pull away just a couple reps overall and still increase the weight. So we'll see. Until then, I will see you guys later.